Two Toke&Trans guys toke and talk life, love, and getting high. Grab a J and join us.
Some adult situations may occur. Viewer discretion is advised. 18 and only audience. 18 and only. Cut that. 18 and up audience. Trigger warning, sexual content, genital mentions.
Tell these people who you are.
Okay, yeah, so my name is Beau Chapois. Nice to meet you. My pronouns are he, him, and my sun sign is a Cancer. I'm also a Gemini moon and a Sagittarius rising, but
Yes.
you don't know that information.
I've been slowly learning from your stories, believe it or not. Like, slowly, you're like posting more things. I'm like, okay, alright, I'm getting it now.
Alright, so, introduce yourself.
Yes, my name's Aaron C. Chapois. I do YouTube, and I have a Gemini sign. That's what I know. And yes, a Gemini. What's it, my sun sign? Is that what that's called?
That's right.
Yes, and my pronouns are he, him. And yeah.
How long have you been on testosterone? When did you come out?
Okay, so I came out as gay in probably at the end of middle school. And I was just about girls and everyone. It was very obvious that I was attracted to women, and then I just instead of praying it away for a while, I just decided to, you know what, this is it, this is my thing, it's meant to be, let's roll with it. So I rolled with it anyway, and then probably in senior year, I started to realize, like, these pronouns are wrong, I'm not really feeling this, something's, like, it makes no sense, like, when they split girls and boys, like, everyone knows that it's, like, not fair that I'm on the girls' team, like, it's obvious to everybody. So, probably senior year, I started to take it seriously and do some research, and, I found myself in that YouTube hole for a while, listening to tons of experiences, and comparing mine, and oh, that's the same, oh, that's really different, or just kind of, like, educating myself, because I was very sheltered, very church, three days a week church kind of thing. So I mean, I barely even knew what gay meant, let alone that you could have a sex change. All I knew is that was people have sex changes. I mean, they're over here. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean, you know, so that was the most. So I was just soaking up all this information on all these different experiences that I'd never heard of in my entire life, and I was like, duh, this makes so much sense. Like, I feel like the adults that knew what the hell was going on were trying everything they could to make sure that this didn't happen, and it was obvious it was gonna happen from the start. So I, 8th grade, decided to accept it, just kind of took the negatives that went with it, and then in high school, or after I did my research and I got those other experiences under my belt, I knew what I needed to do, and by acknowledging it within myself, but it takes a while. It's not something that you can, at least for me, it was not something that it was like, okay, boom, these are the pronouns that I want. It was a very long process. I mentioned it to my girlfriend at the time, and we practiced pronouns, and it was tricky, but after a while, I started to, I looked forward to the he so much more. And I noticed myself just, every time, holding the door open, being like, oh, I hope this lady says thank you, sir, that kind of stuff. And it was like, oh, okay, this is just getting more and more obvious. I tried the Packer thing and tried the buy, and I was like, this is right. So, yeah. And so I started hormones in 2017, November 3rd, 2017. And I am pre-op. I don't have any surgery. I'm on hormones, and yeah, that's my story.
So your 3 years is coming up. Is it 3 or 4?
It's 4. Yeah, my 4 years is coming up.
Wow.
Yes, it's been.
Oh my gosh.
A journey.
It has.
Wild.
Your beard is looking thick.
Thank you.
Full.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Do you do anything to it?
I should, but I don't.
Oh my god.
I just let it grow, and then after a minute, I'm like, all right, let's go down to a 3 or a 4, and then let it come back to its thing.
I just want to note that your beard on about 4 years, and I'm coming up on my 3 years in October.
Mm-hmm.
And I got nothing.
No, you do have something. I got
see
some, that. It's connecting.
But yeah, he's starting to connect, and it's
Yeah.
definitely hairier on this side than the other.
Always.
But we're only a year apart,
Right. Yeah.
and your beard was still just as full last year, if I recall.
Right, I mean, yeah, I had a little bit more patchy right here, but yeah, it was a little thicker, but it's so much to do about, like, your genes, like, your parents,
Yes.
do they grow a full beard? Are they able to?
I don't know a lot about the male side of my family because,
Right, sure.
I'm not connected to that side of my family, so
Sure.
it's a lot of guessing with me, but I get a lot of questions of people saying, like, I've been on T for 2 years and I don't have anything. Honey, me too.
Yeah.
2 years I had 6 chin hairs. I was trying to help them grow with some Rogaine because the doctor said it was safe, and it's it's just be patient, and if it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, then
exactly. I can see it though. It's shaping your face, dude. I'm liking it. It's feeling good. Feeling it. I'm feeling it. Tell these people your story. How long are you? Who are you, Beau? Tell us about Beau.
Beau wasn't always Beau. Right.
Beau.
And I came out as gender fluid under the name Lennon and the pronouns they, them, because a friend of mine came out on Tumblr and I had no idea what the fuck. Like, I knew that people were that, but I didn't know it was something that I could be, and I certainly didn't know that gender fluidity was a thing or anything non-binary was a thing. And so I talked about it with them for a little bit, and I was like, oh my god, I think this is me. And so I was Lennon, they, them for a while. I had some great experiences with people learning from me and family members. That was my first time coming out to my adopted family, and they were just so welcoming.
That's awesome.
And then I started going by they, he, because I was like, I guess, cis people have such a hard time with the in-between, They don't understand they, them, so I was like, okay, to make it easier for them, to make it easy for me, I'll pick a binary pronoun, and she doesn't feel good, but I'd rather be he than she, and then he started feeling real nice, right?
Yeah. And then you're like, oh,
and then,
shit!
Oh, man, alright, okay, he, him, period.
Sure.
And then Lennon, people started hearing Lennon on the phone, and they're like, oh, hi, Lynn. Hi, Lynn. And I'm like, no.
Skirt.
This isn't working for me anymore. I need something short, sweet, and to the point. Beau.
Yep.
We got Beau.
Beau.
Now, here I am. I've
Beau.
been on T since October 22nd, 2018.
Nice.
My voice has changed not a lot.
I honestly, I don't think I have seen pictures of you pre-T, but I don't think I've seen any videos or even.
Oh my god!
your voice.
Wait till after we're done recording. I'll show you.
Yes, I will also. We'll have to do some because this is like a podcast, right? So I'll have to feature that in there somewhere.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So people can literally
my
hear the difference.
I'm definitely being dramatic when I say that my voice hasn't changed. It's changed.
Sure.
But I still have this femmy little voice. I can go down here if I want.
I mean, you can exactly put it where you want it to go. Mine
it's natural down there.
I've been on T for like almost 4 years, and my voice cracks like I'm on 3 months on T sometimes. It's awful.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So, Aaron.
Yeah.
Today, I wanted to talk about a pretty polarizing topic, if you don't mind.
I'd love to. What do you have planned?
I'm thinking, how about we talk about being stealth?
Yes.
And not being stealth, because
that is tricky. That is a tricky decision.
Mm-hmm. So, have you ever been stealth? Is that ever your intention?
Lord. I live in Tennessee, so pretty thick Bible Belt area. Everyone, unless you follow me on social media, which a lot of people do in my intermediate circle, but for the most part, these other people that I meet, or if I go to the store or anything like that, you can't tell, and people around here assume so hard, like they think so binary, and like they don't even think twice about it. Like I could not bind at all and go to the store, and they would think like, oh, that dude's got man titties. You know what I mean? Like that's what they would think, and they would go about, like, cause they, like, their brains, like the people, at least the people that I've talked to, don't really notice those things, you know.
Right.
So in a way, everyone is kind of stealth at some point. Like for people that don't know them, I just feel like a lot of that happens to me a lot more. Even though I don't consider myself stealth at all, obviously. I mean, you have to, it's pretty obvious information.
Yeah. You have your Facebook group, the Lone Wolf District.
I do, yes.
Where you're pretty open about your transness and accepting to other people who are trans, and also just a little plug that if anybody wanted to join, you have your monthly giveaways based on engagement, which are the really fun. This month's task is about grounding yourself, and you're asking everyone to take a photo of their feet touching the ground, which is very healing, and good for you for starting that group, because you're helping a lot of people over there.
Thanks, my dude. I appreciate you shouting out the group. Yeah,
you're welcome.
They get
and your YouTube with your TransTape tutorials and stuff. You're very open about being trans.
Yeah, very not stealth over here. No.
Right. Yeah.
What do you? Have you ever considered it?
There was a point in time, probably before testosterone and my experience with it, where that was probably a goal of mine, to be stealth.
Right.
But I think I was also confusing it with passing.
Passing.
That, right.
I hate passing
air quotes,
so much.
Passing. Yeah, we both feel the same way about passing. And it's a double-edged sword. We all want it, but, you gotta understand that it's based on cis perception.
Yeah.
And cis acceptance, and we can't base our worth off of what cis people perceive us as. And
that doesn't make you who you are.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And which it's been a struggle for me, sounding the way that I do and acting the way that I do, carrying myself the way that I do, and the mannerisms that I have are very feminine still. I paint my nails. Mm-hmm. I've also stopped biting my nails, which is astounding.
Yes! I know that's a good sign.
Yeah, so I paint my nails so I don't bite them, and I'm talking lower now because I'm conscious.
Because now you're thinking,
right, now I'm thinking about it, but normally I have such a head voice, and at work I get misgendered all the time, despite the fact that I have very visible facial hair, even though it's patchy. And I have,
pink
and orange hair. Right, but even with the mask, you can still see, because it ends here, you can still see my sideburn.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Very much you can still see it.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the deal is, and, whatever. I'm always binding at work.
Right.
Right. So, I don't know, I'm like, hi, how are you?
Yeah.
Hi, thanks for calling. And they're like, hi, ma'am. And I'm like,
ah, shit. But that's just energy coming out too. I notice that's the same thing with my voice, or pretty much anybody's voice. Like any cisgender, transgender, anything. When you talk and you get excited, your voice goes up because you want to share about all this, and
right, I'm fucking excited.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So I get misgendered all the time. So I quickly, my dream of being stealth got pretty much stomped into the dirt.
Right.
I don't think my voice dropped a little bit, but I mean, and there's trans people like the ACLU lawyer Chase Strangio. God, I feel like an asshole because I don't know how to say his last name.
We will pop it up on the screen if you're watching this on YouTube. We'll put it in the description if you're listening.
He's trans, and his voice, I see myself represented in him when he talks. He has a very light voice like me.
Right.
And he's very much a man with a very dark mustache,
Yeah.
And I became okay with it. There are days when I'm really upset.
Right. And you're
at how my voice got angry.
Sure.
Because my voice isn't as deep as some other guys' voices.
Mm-hmm.
But, it is what it is. There's surgery. As someone I know got surgery, the vocal cord surgery, and that's probably going to be on my list of surgeries.
Right, yeah.
The second one, I mean, I only want 2 or
Sure.
3. So, it would be for me, definitely.
Right.
But I'm also working on just being okay with my voice, and that, you know, my beard is still coming in. And this is all, again, under this concept of passing, or my idea of passing.
Right.
And, like, where's the line where it's dysphoria because of an internal struggle, me versus myself?
Right.
Or is it dysphoria because of an external force, me versus everyone perceiving me?
Or does your external force affect that inside of you, you know, or your own thoughts? Yeah,
and like, what's the percentage, how much is what?
Sure.
Like, how, if I existed in a vacuum, would I still be dysphoric? If there was no one to perceive me, would I still have these feelings? You know? And you'll find that the answer to that usually is no. So it really, we're letting it's the perception of other people upon ourselves, and this isn't to diminish the experience of dysphoria. It's very real.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Also, some of us aren't privileged enough, either now or like for a very long period of time, in which we have the opportunity to change these things, surgeries or hormones, what have you.
Or environment too.
Right, exactly. So how do we be okay with these things in the meantime? Or if there isn't a meantime, if it's just never going to be a part of our future because of whatever reason, how do you how do you validate yourself? You know?
And that's the kind of stuff that we want to like talk about. We want to have like the tougher conversations, and like obviously like me and you are two very polarizing different people, but also so much alike. And I want us to be able to look back on this podcast and look back on this video and be able to see like where you were back then, and being like, oh, look at little baby me, like trying to scrap it out, and like waiting, like when right now it doesn't seem, you know what I mean, like it's immediate, like it will be, but it will go, once we're looking back, it'll seem like it's fast.
Right, yeah.
And
yes, exactly.
We'll be able to see how far we've come along.
I was looking through my camera roll at like my first, this is my first day on testosterone, you know, like how we do.
Yes, day one on T.
And trans guy culture.
Yes.
And at the time, it was, and I remember I was taking pictures of myself every day, because I wanted to notice every little change that happened.
Absolutely.
And I was so on it about doing my shot every week, and I was like into it. And looking back on it now, I'm like, that was so fast. Like, it happened so fast.
Right.
At the time, it took forever, and I'm like, when the fuck?
Yeah.
Am I gonna get a beard? When the fuck is my voice gonna drop?
Longest 2 months of my life.
Yeah. So like. But now it's like, wow, it was like I blinked and missed it.
Yeah.
You know?
If I could go back, how much more I would document for myself. And every single person that's listening, I know that not everybody can be on screen, can do a podcast, can find that within themselves to share so publicly, but I just completely forgot my train of thought. I just dropped it on the floor. See, this stuff happens to me all the time.
Okay, it's fine.
Screw
this
it.
Is why we have our bullet list.
Exactly. Aaron, pause. Where are we?
Pause.
Pause play.
Why don't you tell us about your experience swimming with TransTape and no shirt on?
Right, yeah, being stealth at the water, at the public swimming pool. Yeah, in the Bible Belt. That was a little scary. I always leave my shirt on till the last second, and then I was just, I was just hoping that there wouldn't be anybody there the first time, and it ended up being just like an older lady, and me and my fiance and our niece were going, and so I was like, okay, there's one person in this whole pool, like, hell yeah, I can work with this, you know, like, I can ignore the one old lady in the corner that's floating thinking about her grandchildren. Okay, and then the next time we come, fucking packed, dude, just packed, people everywhere. I'm like, no, oh my god. And like, you come to the pool, like, I already told Mariah that I was swimming, you know what I mean, you bring the kids and you're already committed, you said you would swim, so I mean, so it's a tricky situation to navigate that. And I just left my shirt on and was like, okay, you guys go around, because she wanted to go down the steps and I did not want to go down the steps. I wanted to just walk and boom and underwater as fast as possible. And I kind of had to hype myself up to like even take my shirt off and go in the water, and then I'm like, okay, I have to do this. There could be an LGBT person right now who's in the closet that's sitting over there next to their mom, you know, that is nervous and doesn't know. So of course I'm like, okay, fuck it. So I take off my shirt and I jump in the 8 foot or whatever, and I get under the water, and then it's always so much easier when you go under the water. For those people that haven't tried swimming with just TransTape, it's just like if you were in a bathing suit that you were nervous about. Once you get in the water and you're like, you're good, it's that same kind of feeling. So we're swimming, and then a giant storm comes. You can tell it's kind of a brewing, and the kids, all the parents are getting the kids ready to go, and it's me and Kayla, and then there's this like family of, I say obviously Alabama fans because they were obviously Alabama fans, and that's really the only way I know to describe them, because I don't know very much about them. So they were just on the other side of me, and of course right in front of the ladder, and I'm trying to get out, but I don't want to. I would literally have to stand up, face them completely forward, and walk completely all the way like across the length of the pool, and they're gonna obviously see, because I'm trying to get it was a mess. And so I'm like sitting there, and I'm like, I really was like struggling, like, I want to get out of the water, I can't get out of the water, I don't want to do this one this time, like, I don't want to, you know. And I just ended up having to take a deep breath and just hop up and run and do it. And so I mean, it's even like with my beard and my voice, there's still, so I mean, it's obvious that there's something on my chest, and they're looking at it like, like they would recognize a transgender person wearing a binder, but TransTape isn't very, I mean, it's still very a new product that people are figuring out even exists. So these people, like, I've had one kid say, yo, look at that guy's Band-Aids. Like, look, that dude's Band-Aids are huge. Like, and I'm turning around, and the kids are like 6 or 7, you know, and they're like, they were this big, and you know, like, and because they don't know any, they're just like, what is this Band-Aid? That's what they see. And around here, it's not a lot of education, you know, so it's yeah. It's tricky. It's tricky. Yeah. That's my experience so far. I still don't like to go to the pool. No, I prefer the lake river, because you can be more like by yourself. Right. Kayla is not a swimmer of the lakes and the river. She's like, do you know the shit that is in this? I'm gonna get a fungus. I'm not doing it. And I'm like, shit.
I'm with Kayla.
So, yeah. So we figure it out.
That's good.
Yeah.
I've never been to a pool with TransTape. Like, I've never been to a public pool.
Really?
But I have been to the beach. Because I used to live in Delaware. Mm-hmm. And, you know, we go to Rehoboth. It's like the gay beach. So I felt a little safe there.
That's cool.
There's a joke that people call it Rehomo. There's like a huge gay community there, and there's like a bunch of gay bars and stuff.
Yes.
And,
that's nice.
Yeah, so I feel a little safer there because of the gay community, you know, and I don't know, and also like you said, I have to hype myself up. I was there with my boyfriend who was cis, and one thing I don't do is go alone. And I got a lot of stares. I usually do. But I think it's because, you know, people, you're right, people don't know what TransTape is, so they're like, are those bandages? Like, what's wrong with him?
Yeah.
Right? Like, did he get, what's the matter? You know, like,
was he in an accident? Like,
yeah, like, is he okay? Why is it just on his chest? What is he doing at the beach in bandages? Is he okay?
Someone make him go rest.
Right?
Yeah.
So, and the last time I was at the beach shirtless, I was wearing a binder and I was with another trans guy.
Right.
And, yeah, you're right. I think they recognize the binder, and TransTape is something foreign to them still.
Right.
So, I felt a lot more comfortable, and the ocean is opaque. Yeah. But the last time I went, there was this group of teenagers, like, floating next to us. Okay, I'm terrified of the ocean.
So scared.
I'm scared of the ocean.
Oh,
and Tim
I was scared. I was saying I was scared of the group of teenagers. I was like, oh, that's scary.
No.
I was like, oh, a group of teenagers next.
No, teenagers
I would not
are terrifying.
want them next to me. I know it's terrible, but
oh my god. So, Tim is like just like walking straight out into the ocean.
Sure.
Like it's fucking calling his name. And I'm like, where the fuck are you going? Like, what if I step on a crab? What if it pinches me? What if I get a jellyfish on me? Will you pee on me?
Why are you
if I get
so
a jellyfish? Far away? And he's like, come on. And I'm like,
yeah, I'm trying.
So I'm making him like carry me out there, and like, you know, have you ever seen like a little kid freak out in the ocean? Like they don't want you to put them down, so they're screaming. Yeah. That was me, and I'm not kidding. Oh my gosh. And then these teenagers are next to us, and I'm like, all right, I'm a 30-year-old fucking man. I gotta stand up in this ocean water. Like, oh my god, I'm like gonna piss myself. I'm so scared. I'm like standing on my tippy toes, getting foot cramps because I cannot touch the ground.
Well, is it like it's the sensory thing, right? It's like between your toes, is that?
It's like it's not being able to see my feet.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking
and like what
mud between
what just touched me, you know? Oh god, because if anything alive touched me, Aaron, I would simply pass away.
Me too. I'm the same.
I couldn't do it.
Did you see the drag queen, the Golden Drag Kings, and stories about the minnows
with the fish on her fucking
toes,
feet?
Exfoliating her feet, minnows.
See, but you know, I don't think I would mind that because I could see. You know, I could see my feet and then kick them away if I wanted to, or like, you know.
No.
I could deal with that. It's the not seeing. And then the ocean things.
Sure.
Ocean things hurt you, you know?
Yeah, right.
Crabs hurt.
Right.
Jellyfish hurt.
Right.
Fucking sharks hurt.
Sharks hurt.
Like, the fucking, the rocks hurt.
Right.
I don't know. You step on an oyster, that shit hurts.
Yeah. So Tim was saving you.
So, yeah, so I was clinging to Tim like a monkey does a tree. Sure. And, trying not to scream next to these teenagers. And guess what? These teenage boys, they start calling each other faggots. And I'm like, oh, no. Oh,
you had to go and do some shit like that.
They're calling each other faggots, and not like a if I were to call you a faggot.
Not in an endearing way.
Like Aaron, you faggot.
See, it's different. It's like the N-word. I don't know. They
were not reclaiming that slur.
No.
Is all I can say.
I don't blame you.
And I was just standing on my tippy toes, afraid for my life in the ocean. Waves, you know, get knocked down by the waves. A wave took my ass all the way to shore, dragged my pants, my trunks came down.
No.
Aaron, my trunks came down.
Is that true? Oh my gosh.
My trunks came down. I was sitting. It's a good thing I'm fat, is all I have to say, because my belly and thighs
were discreetly hiding.
Covered the bits. And I very elusively pulled up my shorts while I was sitting down.
Of course.
Scooping up a load of sand.
Like, oh my gosh.
And then I had to walk back into the ocean and squat and like shake
it out.
Oh my god, it was,
that is awful.
it was horrible.
Oh, Beau.
So anyway, yeah, people didn't seem to really think anything about the TransTape except that, maybe
Because you
there
were
were
busy
bandages.
being carried away into the ocean.
Right.
Into shore. At least you were going
This
the
poor
right
man-
direction.
When my shorts fell off and I got washed ashore, I was like literally right next to this poor man, standing right next to me, and he was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, my ass is out, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good."
Yeah, I'm straight. You need anything? Oh my god.
Oh,
Beau.
fuck, okay.
We have to go to the ocean, Beau, and it's gonna be an episode here.
Oh my god, listen,
Check the
so
YouTube
dramatic.
because
I have to get
hopefully-
water shoes.
Same.
Okay.
Did you not see me at the TransTape Festival try to go up there with my socks? And I think
Oh,
someone
yes.
called me out because I was
Yes.
trying to get away with it. And someone
Yes.
was like, yo, take your socks off. I'm like, damn it. Mind your business. Ooh. But I
They really
did.
called you out. They said, "Take your fucking socks off."
Dude, I don't
Oh my
like that
God.
shit, man. I don't like shit touching my feet. I can't like these barefooted people that like walk across gravel. You might as well be like walking across nails that have bees all over them. Like, I don't know how y'all do that. I don't get it.
Oh my god, you got baby feet.
Yeah, no, I can't do it, no.